back in the 1990s, they scientifically proved when a horse drops his head, the horse automatically has to relax and calm down. The reason being is that there's a calming endorphin release in the horse's brain that when he drops his head, they have to calm down because of the endorphin that's being released. So I always known that it worked. Never knew why until the 1990s, but even when I did know it worked, the first thing I ever taught the horses that come into training with me is how to drop their head, because now I can make sacking out, I can make the spook training so much easier. If I can control his fear, I can make my job a lot easier and his job a lot easier. You never see a horse that's excited, nervous, higher than a kite, scared with their heads on the ground. They're always somewhere up here. So normally I'd have a halter on him, but if I just put a little bit of pressure right there and he drops his head, then good boy. We've been doing this with this is the 5th lesson with him. It'd be at home, that'd be equivalent to about a week of training back home for me with one horse. Good. So if I put a little bit of pressure, and even if he drops his head just a little bit right there, then I'd release. And pretty soon you can get his head, lower and lower and lower. Good boy. And every time he does it, then I'll tell him he's a good boy. In the beginning, if he just tries to do it, I'll tell him he's a really good boy. So next, I'm going to tell him to drop his head. And now I can start, just gently in the beginning, sacking him out with the tarp. In the stress management, we use the horse's natural instinct to train on, which is sight, sound, feel, smell, and taste. I do all 5 senses. Most people only, do a couple of the senses, which is sight and sound. Good boy. So now we'll start doing this. So this is, relax. So that's just a little bit of stress. Oh, good boy. So now I can start sacking him out, and then I can start going to keep asking him to drop his head, and then really start bouncing the tarp on him. Now the tarp can't hurt him, it's only a piece of plastic, and he's just going to have to deal with this right now. Good boy. Good, perfect, right there. Good boy. And we're just going to go around here a few times. If he's a kicking horse, which he is, I can start letting the tarp get right next to those hind legs right there, and there you can feel that. So now you can see it, you can feel it, and you can hear the tarp as it goes up and down. Sometimes things come out of nowhere, and he has to get used to that, like this. I should be able to sit there and smack that tarp, and he knows how to control that. For your head, I'm going to start really slowly right here, but as he gets better, I can really start snapping this tarp down on him. And he just has to keep his head down. I don't even want to see him flinching. If he's flinching at it, then he needs to keep going through more. Hey, going way behind him, and then eventually you can go over the top of them. Good boy. And just teaching them how to manage their stress. Fear is the greatest stressor of all. You will not find more stress than people who have fear issues, and it could be as little as worrying about bills, mortgage, food, whatnot. Hey. Quit going forward. There you go. Whatnot, but fear is the greatest stressor that there is. So since horses are flight animals, that's what we start with, is teaching them how to deal with their fears. Good boy. And there is no such thing as a bomb-proof horse. I mean, people bring me their horses all the time and say, oh, there's nothing he's afraid of. And I said, well, I bet you I can find something. Start doing some of these exercises and you'll see a different horse in a hurry. Good boy. Good. Then you can take the tarp right here and just start throwing it into his shoulders. Again, we do a lot of this with the Sacramento Mounted Police. Stop. Back up. Good boy. Stand still. Stand still. Good boy. He goes, I'm a thoroughbred. I was made to move around. Made to want to walk everywhere. Good boy.
Is he a horse that you are going to be training for the police?
Oh, not this one. This is his wife's horse.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
The first time I saw him was the first morning of the first demo that I got here. And I'm start walking again, and then start going through it again. Right there. Good boy. So that would be one issue you'd have to work on. At a walk. In front of him. Good. Underneath him. Whoop. Good. Underneath him right there. Yeah. Good. Walk. Good. Okay, good boy. That was better that time. Walk. Good boy. And carry the tarp. So if your arm ever got tired from throwing the tarp so much, you can let him carry it. Good boy.